Hi there, my name is RoseRay, and this video is really to inform you about some work my colleagues and a team have been working on for the last 6 months about the Fortress investments, and also to introduce ourselves and tell you the next steps, and hopefully ask you to help us raise $50,000 to take this lawsuit to the next level. So what happened was I got introduced to Fortress from being in the financial service sector, and I offered it to clients, unfortunately, and my family also has invested with Fortress. And once Fan took over the projects and we all started to get the actual updates from Fan and actually got to see some math on these projects, I quickly realized that we were in basically a recovery mode for all these Fortress projects. And I just happened to be in a position where I know someone who specializes in large class action lawsuits in the multi-million-dollar range. Also not just an expert in that area, but also in the financial services sector and securities fraud. So I reached out to him and I said, this is the situation. Could you help us? I mean, this is really important. A lot of people are losing a lot of money. So he formed a team. That team consists currently of two lawyers and two forensic individuals. One is an investigative forensic person and the other one is a forensic accountant. And together they have spent over 200 hours over the last 6 months. A couple of colleagues and I have collected some data, some documents, and we forwarded them for review. In addition to that, they have already reviewed the previous lawsuits that were filed against Fortress and their owners, and unfortunately, they didn't turn out the way they had wanted them to. So very versed in the Fortress projects currently. So as I said, they're versed very well with the situation in Fortress, and they spent all that time reviewing everything, and several months later they came back to us and said that they feel confident that there is a good case going forward for a class action lawsuit. Based on that, we met in early November and we were discussing litigation strategy, how they wanted to do it, what we were going to do, and at the end of the day, where are we going to get the money from? Because we can't get the money, obviously, from the mortgage brokerages because they're no longer in existence. So they informed us that the best thing to do is to look at the law firms that were involved, the trust companies, the third-party budgeting organizations, regulators, and there's more. The bottom line is they have to have deep enough pockets to be able to bear the fruit we're looking for, to pay out the money that's owed to all of these families. So once that was identified, they explained their litigation strategy, and so what happens is we needed to raise $50,000 currently in order to obtain a letter of opinion. That letter of opinion details their litigation strategy, and that litigation strategy currently is they've identified 5 projects, which are Sky City, Colliers, Brookdale, Harlow, and Markham Square Mall in Markham. They wanted projects at various different stages, and out of those projects, once they complete the forensics, they will select 2 or 3 projects, and they will move those forward with a class action lawsuit. The idea is that once those are successful, then the other projects will fall into place because they're all done the same way. It's just likely if 2 or 3 projects are winners, then the other ones will fall into place. So that's the strategy, and in order to file this class action lawsuit, we need to raise an amount of $50,000. Currently, this team has graciously supplied all of their time pro bono, and I'm really, really grateful for that. But in order to move it forward, they do need $50,000. This will cover the remaining costs of the forensic and a few other areas that need to be completed. so that we can take this case and have it filed either by the end of the year or early January. And right now, we are lucky enough to have one investor who is willing to front the $50,000 in order to make sure that we get this case filed by the end of the year, the beginning of the next year, because obviously time is of the essence. These guys are very, very skilled in their area of expertise, and they are in high demand. So we want to lock them in and make sure that we get to take advantage of their skill set. And also, the longer we wait to file a lawsuit, the longer it takes to settle. And we don't want to delay everything another month or 6 months. We want to get going on it. So he's been gracious enough to front the $50,000. And I'm just trying to say to everyone else, that's an awful lot of money for one person to bear and to risk, who's already suffered losses, great losses with Fortress. As you all know, we're all suffering the same way. So I'm hoping that if we can spread the load of that $50,000 over a large group of people, that we can make it a much more palatable cost to everybody. Maybe if people would contribute $100 per family to that $50,000, it just makes it more palatable for all of us to bear. You know, it would be great, whatever you can contribute. If it's under 100, great. If it's more than 100, if you're comfortable, that's fantastic too. But if we could try for $100 per family and 500 families, then we've paid back this investor the money. And once these gentlemen file this case or create the letter of opinion, what they'll be doing is bringing that to a litigation funder. And then going forward, if we're successful in that area, then we'll be in a good place for our class action lawsuit. So that's really the gist of this video. I know that there have been other lawsuits filed and they have been unsuccessful, but hopefully with a team that specializes in that area, and maybe just a different time, the time is right, I think, to move forward in this and try and recoup some of our losses. And maybe just get some justice for what's been perpetrated to all of us here. So you can reach me directly at 705-795-9324. Again, my name is RoseRay, and that's R-A-Y. And my email address is roseray@bell.net. Also, Daryl Levitt, who is the person that I know, he's been gracious enough to avail himself to some Zoom meetings. So if people have questions, we can set that up through your group. I've been in touch with your committee, and they have been gracious enough to be so helpful in this area and help get this message out to everyone so that everybody can be included in this if they so wish to do so. Again, it's RoseRay, 705-795-9324, roseray@bell.net, and I look forward to hearing from you. Have a good day.